4 victims are confirmed dead, at least 8 are injured, and authorities fear more victims remain in the charred ruins. The suspected gunman, Thomas Jacob Sanford, 40, was shot dead by police just 8 minutes after the first 911 call came in. He had served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 2004 to 2008, including a 7-month deployment to Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom. The rampage has since left a community reeling and investigators scrambling to piece together why a father, Marine veteran, and self-proclaimed conservative Christian would target a house of worship. 10:25 a.m. Thomas Jacob Sanford rams his Chevy Silverado through the church's front doors. Seconds later, he exits with an assault-style rifle and begins shooting at worshipers. Fire ignites and Sanford starts a blaze inside the building. 10:26 a.m. First 911 call placed. Police respond within seconds. Explosives found. Officers discover improvised explosive devices, bombs, in the truck. 10:33 a.m. Sanford was shot dead in the parking lot after exchanging gunfire with police. Witnesses first thought it was a car accident. One witness told the media, "We at first thought someone had accidentally crashed into the church, so we went out to help him."
I know there had been some church shootings recently in the news, but the fact that my hands are shaking, it's 10 minutes down the road from where I live, my home. That's insane.
Sanford climbed out of his Chevy Silverado, which carried 2 large American flags and deer antlers on its bumper, armed with an assault-style rifle. He fired into the crowd as panic erupted. Officers arrived just 32 seconds after the first 911 call at 10:25 a.m. Sanford was shot dead in the parking lot by 10:33 a.m. after exchanging gunfire with a Department of Natural Resources officer and a township cop. As firefighters battled the inferno, police found improvised explosive devices in Sanford's smashed truck. Bomb squads later swept his nearby Burton home for more devices. Investigators believe gasoline or another accelerant fueled the blaze, but haven't confirmed whether the IEDs were used. The fire, which took over an hour to control, trapped worshippers inside. 2 victims died from gunshot wounds, while 2 more perished in the fire. Authorities warn the death toll may rise as they comb the wreckage.
I bring all these folks up here on stage today because we couldn't do this as a community without everyone who's standing up here today. I got with me on stage U.S. Attorney Jerome Gorgon, Acting Special Agent in charge of the FBI Reuben Gleeman, Special Agent in charge of the ATF James Deere, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Fire Chief Gent, Genesee County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Chris Swanson, and MSP Michigan State Police Captain Greg Marenko. I'm going to provide an update from the incident that we spoke about earlier today. It occurred at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at 10:25 a.m. I want to talk about our officer's response. That call came out at 10:25 a.m. and 32 seconds. We had officers on scene at 10:25 and 57 seconds. The suspect, again, we're in the preliminary stages right now, was neutralized at 10:33:44 in the parking lot of that church. That suspect is a 40-year-old male from the city of Burton, who we identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford. That's Thomas Jacob Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D. Currently where we're at, an update, I gave you 10 victims who were victims of gunshot. Since then, we have 2 victims who are now deceased. One additional one had died at a local hospital. And again, that suspect is deceased as well. 7 other victims at this time are in stable condition. 1 is in critical condition. Now, for the reunification, I had a question earlier about, hey, where can people call to see if their loved one is okay at the reunification center? I want to provide a number for you for that. It's 248-705-7352. Also, I know that our community is hurting right now, and we want to provide some resources for our community moving forward. At the Genesis Athletic Club in Grand Blanc for Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we will have services for the community. From Wednesday to Friday, those services will be available to our community at the Grand Blanc Senior Center. He drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had the FBI, they're devoting 100 agents to this area because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain.
The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you see something suspicious, say something. Call the FBI tip line or call 911 to report suspicious activity. This incident is an active investigation. Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances and working to identify each victim as quickly and accurately as possible. The Family Assistance Center will be open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday and Tuesday at the Genesis Conference and Banquet Center at 805 Health Park Boulevard in Grand Blanc. If you are still looking for missing family members related to this incident, you may call 248-705-7352 for assistance. The FAC is available to everyone in the community, victims, family members of victims, and community members seeking support who just want to talk. Trained counselors and victim services will be on site. We do not need volunteer counselors at this time, and we are not accepting donations of goods at this time. Please continue to monitor the Grand Blanc Township Facebook page for the latest updates. Once verified donation centers are made public, we will put those on the Facebook page. Also, the next update will be provided, update time will be provided on that Facebook page.